It's LA Viltrox. Just got another video. No, I haven't changed the intro. No, I changed it too. This video is gonna be a two-part video. So as you see me dressed like this and lighting like this, the second video will not look like this. I'm telling you that right now because there's two parts to this video. And in this video, we're saying goodbye to 4 pieces of gear that I own. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first one is the Viltrox 50mm 1.8. And then the second one is the Viltrox 35mm 1.8. I think you're sensing this theme here, huh? And the third lens is the Viltrox 85mm 1.8. And I've gotten great photos and videos from these 3 lenses. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. I just think it's time for an upgrade and a change. I bought these lenses originally because they were a lot cheaper than the S-line lenses. A lot cheaper, and that's why I bought them. I think if I remember correctly, because I bought them like 6-7 years ago, the 85 at the time, I think it was $375, and the 85mm for the Nikon was like almost $1,000, and I was like, or maybe it was almost $900. Anyways, I didn't want to pay that much, and same for these two, and that's why I went with these, and I was pleasantly surprised how good they were. Actually, I wasn't pleasantly surprised. I did a lot of research. It was just, I went on YouTube, and they said they recommend these lenses, so that's why I got them. So, but now I just think it's time for an upgrade because I had them for a while. Like I said, they're getting along with the tooth, and I just want to see what's out there and not improve anything, but to upgrade. The things I really want to upgrade is filter sizes. They're different filter sizes. That's the biggest reason. I just want one filter size. So that's why we're getting rid of these. And I'm not sure if I'm going to sell them or I'm going to trade them in. Because if I trade them in, and then I'll just show you what I have. If I don't do that and I sell them later, I can do a comparison of what I replace them with. So I haven't really decided what I'm going to do yet. And the other piece of equipment I'm getting rid of is the Nikon Z6 II. And for the most part, I love this camera. I had the Z6 I, and then I got the Z6 II because I prefer having 2 of the same cameras. However, some of you know from past videos, I almost left Nikon because, not because they're bad, because their autofocus just wasn't it. It just wasn't it. And I was this close to buying a Sony. I was going to buy I was going to buy 2 FX30s, and then I was going to get like the Sony A7 something. I can't remember which one I was going to get. So that way I have basically 2 video cameras, and then one for photos and videos when I wanted to take the photos and videos. But then Nikon came up to Z8, and I was like, oh, that's a lot of money for a camera. And now I'm just droning on. I'll stop that. So I'm only getting rid of this because I thought I was going to use it for my YouTube stuff, you know, my talking head YouTubes and, you know, BTS. And then I was like, well, I have 2 Nikon ZRs. I don't really need this for that anymore. And I have a Nikon Z6 II. I was like, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this camera. I can't remember last time I actually used this camera for anything. So I was like, it's just taking up space on my shelf. And I was like, I should probably just sell it. Now, the problem is, I don't know what I'm going to replace this with. What I mean by that is, like I just told you about the Z8, I like having 2 of the same cameras. And I don't think your boy's buying another Z8 because that's the grip of money. I know some people think I should just keep the Z6 II. But like I said, it's not the same autofocus system, and I don't want to do that. I'd rather have the same autofocus system. And if need be, if I could have my way, I would get another Z8 because it's the same button layout. So I don't have to do, you know, much of trying to figure out what buttons are what. But then I have 4 powerful cameras, and I don't know what to do with 4 powerful cameras for. That means I should probably, some people might think I should get a Nikon Z6 III, but I already basically have that in my Nikon ZR. So it's like, I don't think I want to do that. So what I'll probably end up doing, even though I'm going to spoil it, is probably get a Nikon Z7 II, even though I know it's the same autofocus as this. Say it again. I know it's the same autofocusing system as this, but at least I have the same megapixels. And I think I just talked myself out of it. Yeah, not doing that either. So, not sure what I'm going to do. So just to recap, these 4 pieces of equipment will be saying goodbye to because I am going to New York this weekend, and I will be going to my favorite store, the B&H. And when I come back, we shall see what we have. Until then, see you in a little bit for part 2. It's ladies, let's just come to another video. No, I haven't changed the intro. No, I changed it too. And I don't know why I did that, because this is part 2 of the video that I already did the intro. I just did it again. But anyways, I got back from New York and I went to a place called B&H. Yeah, I went to B&H. So, just do a little quick recap. I sold my Nikon Z6 II, the 85mm 1.8, 35mm 1.8, and the 50mm 1.8, all by Viltrox, to B&H. I did get a quote from somewhere else, and that quote was around $750 for all 4 pieces of equipment. But I said, hey, since I'm going to New York, I'm going to B&H to see what they said. And they gave me a lot better deal, let me tell you. A lot better deal. I got about $1,100. Way more than I thought I was going to get. So, here's my B&H bag. Now, spoiler alert, I already used these lenses while I was up in New York. I might put some pictures down here. I might not. I don't know yet. But anyways, this is what I got. 85mm 2.0. Not 1.8, but 2.0. The Viltrox 35mm 1.8. And the 55 1.8. I went with these 3 because they're basically all the same size and weight and same filter thread. That's why I went with these 3. And it's great. I love it. More than likely, I still will buy the 85 1.4 Pro from them. Yeah, because I like portraits. And with the 1.4, I still will probably buy that. But we're gonna open these up and put them on the Nikon ZR and and I'll talk about my experience with them, and I'll be right back. All right, so we're back. So also know that Nikon sued Viltrox over in China, I believe, and Viltrox actually won. So I'm not sure what that actually means. I have no idea. So kind of glad, because that way I know the lenses are going to work. So this is the 85. See how small? See how small that is? I've never had an 85 this small in my hand before. I'm sorry. I'm geeking out. It's brilliant. You know, just so small and dainty. That means I can fit it in my Peak Design shoulder sling. It's great. Because actually I can fit 2 lenses basically in there. I have a lens on and one on the body, and it's great. And this is the 35. And of course this is the 55. Now this is 5 meters longer than the 50 that I had before. So there is that. So there's a slight difference with that. Not going to lie. But for the most part, it is great. So, see here, they're all basically the same size. It's just, I just love it. It's amazing. So my experience with shooting with these while I was in New York was great. I didn't feel like I was missing any shots. The autofocus was great. I didn't feel like anything was lagging or anything. Oops. I didn't think it was lagging or anything, but that's the profile. Fits snugly. Where are my glasses? Hold on, just check it, because I can't see without my glasses. So on here, they have an autofocus and manual. You can declick these with this over here, and like I said, the autofocus works snappy. I didn't have any problems. The only problem I had is that I didn't have a step-up ring. I think this is 55. I didn't have one, so a lot of stuff in New York I went to take didn't come out as great as I wanted it to be, because I didn't have the sunshades for my glasses, for my lenses. But I love using them. While I was there in New York, I went between the 35 and 85 and a 55. The first night, I believe I took the 55 out, and it was really good, but it wasn't wide enough. It was really good. So the next night I was there, I took the 35 out, and it was a lot wider, but still not wide enough. But for the most part, I was there with my friends and myself, so I wasn't trying to do too much street photography or anything like that. I was trying to get pictures of them because neither one of them had actually been to New York ever before. So there's more of a trip for them than it was for me. So I did bring the 20mm lens with me, and the 20mm lens is great for architectural shots and things like that, but not necessarily for portraits. Even though you can use any lens for portraits if you want, I don't believe in that rule, but it just makes the person look a lot smaller in there, depending on how far or close you are to them. So I love using the 85 and the 35 together while I was there. That way I can get more environmental shots with the 35 and then more portrait shots with the 85. I'm not sure if I missed anything from 2.0 to 1.8. I don't know how much light you lose from 1.8 to 2.0. I'll probably put it down here because I don't like doing math in public. But I didn't find anything wrong with using any of these lenses. Like I said before, there's nothing wrong with my prior lenses either. They were just a lot bigger and heavier than these lenses. And I still can't get over how great these lenses are. But yeah, so other than that, I am very happy with my purchase. I got about $1,100, I believe. Like I said before, between $1,000 and $1,100. So my share of the price of paying for these lenses was like $35. Mostly that was taxes. But while I was in B&H, I always bought other stuff, but I didn't. I stuck to the 3 things I needed to do, and that was that. Other than that, I don't got much else to say. I'm going to try to use these lenses a lot more this weekend. I'm actually going to, this weekend I have a documentary shoot, which I'm going to do another video on. I got to figure out what lenses I'm taking with me. More than likely it'll be the 85 and 35. I'm taking with me for that doc shot, but I'll do another video about that. What I am going to do though is try to do a video on each of these lenses and force me to have some more content and to talk to you guys more. I don't think I have anything else.